I think that's alright. You guys won't have seen the previous couple of minutes of me trying to figure this out, because it's been a while. It's been months, I think, since my last video uploaded to the channel. So yeah, welcome back. We've changed a few things with the channel since last time. We've changed the opening video. We've obviously had a bit more footage to play with and some better results to be able to boast on that opening reel. But yeah, it's been a really busy couple of months. And you know, with everything with me at work and changing jobs, and also just there's been a lot of karting, so there just hasn't been time to edit and release these videos. So I've got a couple of days off. I'm going to try and bang these out, and then over the next couple of weeks release them and get caught up, because my goal between now and the end of the year is to, when I do an event, for instance at the weekend, that video is then uploaded within the next week. I want to keep you guys up to date, and also just for myself, I want to stay up to date, because it just means that there isn't going to be this huge backlog of content that I want to get out. Because for instance now, this video that you guys have clicked on, this was when I was 21. This was the day before my birthday, and it was July, August, September. It's 3 months ago. So now I'm going to be talking to you about that, trying to remember that. It's not the way I want to be doing videos in the future. But anyway, let's get started. Hello everyone, good morning. So this is my first commentary ever of me doing anything, and well, actually first commentary of anything at all. Actually no, that's a lie. So my first YouTube channel, I was doing some gaming videos, and I would do narration and commentary for me playing Tomb Raider. As well as, I think there was some Halo videos, some Mass Effect. So, but anyway, that was like back in school. So since then, I have never done this before. So this will be fun. And as well as that, I'm so keen to get this video released today, that I've already edited together the footage. And so this commentary that I'm going to give you now, it's literally of me watching the footage. So it probably won't be as smooth as it could be, but I'm confident that I can make it entertaining anyway. So, without further ado, let's get started. Whoa, okay, so I got my headphones on, and that was loud. I just love the sound of these carts as well. I really like the footage that Teamsport provide. But right, so this was back in June, and Teamsport run these races, these 50-lap races. They're on Wednesday evenings and Saturday or Sunday mornings. It's completely random grid. So I'm starting 9th. And
Alright buddy, downstairs, yeah? Just slow down going into the corner, and then speed up coming out of it. Just slow down a bit, then we'll get you around that corner, yeah?
I like that guy a lot, but just bear in mind what he said, okay? So you got to slow down. We'll get you through those first few corners, and then we'll go from there, okay? So right now I'm setting my Garmin. This is initially, it was because I wanted to put it up on Strava and I wanted to see the map, but that doesn't work. So it's a good tool to be able to know how long into the race you are, because obviously you're not going to keep track of how many laps you've done nor how long you've been going for. So, once you get to the 30-40 minute stage, you really want to know how far you are into it. So you'll see me checking it from time to time as well. But right, here we go. Race start. He's basically just saying, look out for the green light. You're going to see a green light initially at the top of the screen. That's not our green light. That's the green light for the lower level. Yeah. That's not our one. Right. Oh, that guy's jumped, number 17, and then his mates jumped as well. But here we go. So 9th, 8th. Briefly up to 7th. And just taking it nice and steady, and then instantly red flag and just absolute chaos. I'm trying to get this guy to come down because I don't want him to smack into me. So I'm like, yeah, cool, sound. Yeah, number 10 was alongside me, and I definitely had overtaken him on the start. So he's got me, briefly. And yeah, no. So I can't remember. So this footage, like I was saying, is I've chopped it before doing this commentary. So I can't remember what I leave, but I'm sure that a few overtakes I leave in, like that one. Yeah, absolutely nice. So I leave in a few overtakes. I leave in some mistakes on my behalf. Oh, this bit is just look at this. Being that guy or girl was absolutely obliterated. Basically, everyone else just outbraked themselves, and he got absolutely destroyed. So I'm now down in 12th, I believe. Okay, so I'm 12th now. Gave a nice little tap to that one. I'm not happy. I can't remember if that's because I tapped the guy just then, or because of what happened a few corners previous. But yeah, so now it's just about settling into the race, gradually picking them off one by one. I don't know what position I'm in. I just know that I've lost a lot of places. I don't think I thought I was that low down there. But yeah, so I wasn't purposely trying to gain a position there. So yeah. Of that previous clip, I tried to get the guy to overtake because I overtook under a red flag, but he wasn't having it. You'll see it in the full footage in the other video, but yeah, I've obviously cut that out. Yeah. So I think this was like lap 2, or at the end of lap... No, it must have been at the end of lap 2 or whatever. And yeah, we had like 4 red flags, and it was just getting out of hand. So yeah, I started to get off, but then I was like, I'm not going to lose this. So yeah, look, so I'm already up to 4th. And that's not me like bragging, just the guys I was racing with, all due respect to them, they just weren't racers. They were clear. There was a big group of guys that were there just having a nice day out, which is completely fair enough. But so they were the ones that were causing the red flags, they were crashing into each other, and they just weren't confident. So they made easy overtakes. But yeah, there was a few drivers which you could tell were racers, and I think they were cars 10 and 14, and then there was another one as well, and they provided some good battles. Now I'm sure, yeah. So you can't see it, but the guy I was overtaking, he was looking over and he was smiling as well. Yeah. I pulled off that overtake a few times throughout the race, where I'm going up the ramps and I lean forward just to get that bit more momentum. Nice move there. It's a really, really good track. I love it. And the karts are perfect for it. Right, so we're under red flags. There's a guy behind me now, and he's just on the ramp a little bit, but that little bit that he's on the ramp just gives him that bit more drive when we go onto the green flag, and so he was able to get that inside line, which I made a note of. Yeah, when he was behind me, I was like, okay, this is just absolute chaos. But when he was behind me, I was like, okay, I wonder if he should be getting a better drive than me, and he did. So I made a note of that. But yeah, so I'm following him through. So I think this is 14. Yeah, this is one of the other ones that I'm pretty sure was a keen racer, and he knew what he was doing. Oh, look at that. I love that move. I'm pretty sure I put that on my opening credits for my last, for the other videos. I think that was on my montage, because I loved that overtake. So I've stopped early for two reasons. First reason, just make sure no one else jumps me. So I'm like, chill down, stay there. And now, look at this drive that I'm going to get. Look at it. Number 14 does not know what's coming. Or maybe he does. Either way, it is curtains for him. But having said that, this move could very easily go wrong. So it's only to be attempted if you're good, because otherwise you would just take the guy out. And you could have so easily taken out the car that's now in front of me if you'd gone in too hot. So that was a really nice move. And it's about using the track to your advantage. So that was nice. Yeah, so kart 7, I could have so easily gone into him going into that corner. But it's just about controlling that extra speed that you have. It's the double overtake. Yeah, really nice. I'm happy with that. What we got? So another red flag. Oh yes, so I'm letting this guy go because he couldn't really see the flags, and he's dawdling. He's gradually coming back to it now though. And do I go around the outside? No. Oh, okay, I've got a lovely drive on the outside there. Oh my god, okay. So there's that guy, which could have been an absolute train wreck, but we got through it. So we're on lap 11. So these lap times, for those that haven't been to Teamsport Reading before, the average lap time is high 50s or about a minute. Around like a minute, 1 minute, 2. I reckon that's the average lap time. So we're just starting. The other racers, just getting into their rhythm now. I felt bad for that guy because he was going for an overtake, but in my opinion, I did nothing wrong there because there was a space for the move, and so I went for it. Similar to this one, the guy in front of me could have so easily turned in, but because there was that space, I was allowed to go for that move. If there's then contact, that's because the other guy is coming back onto a line in which I'm already there. So it would just be a racing incident. But yes, so the average lap time is about high 50s, about a minute, 1 minute, 2. But yes, lap 16, so I think that's our first one sub-minute. So that's good. Everyone's starting. So similar move, but that was 100% my fault. The reason being because I came from so far back. If I was right on the back of the two of them, and then there was that space, because there was space, but if I was right on the back of the two of them and I'd gone for it, it would have been fine, and there probably wouldn't have been contact. But because I came from so far back, it just, I was basically creating the move, which is wrong. You should never. If you overtake someone because of contact, then it's not a good move. Okay. So yeah, that was my fault for sure. but yes, what we've got now. Cart number 13, is that? Yeah. And actually, it was I've done one 50 lap race since this, and that was at Eastleigh. And it's actually a really fun event, and it really helped my overtaking. I think I was an okay overtaker before this event, but it was around this kind of time, like this was a few days after my first race at Lando, where I was overtaking a lot there. And after this, I then did a lot of events, whether it was with the SRK or with Lando. And so I think this was just the perfect timing to really get some practice overtaking. And overtaking, slower carts is one thing, but because of this track, the person could be lapping 20 seconds slower than you, but if they're on that defensive line if they're on the defensive line, you're not going to get past them. And I want to say that I've brought that up at that perfect timing, because cart number 20 is definitely slower than me, but she or he is putting it in the perfect place, and so any extra drive that I'm getting out of the corners, they're instantly shutting down because of where they're putting their cart. They're forcing me to get out of the throttle. So in this scenario, I should be alongside them, but because they're going on that inside line, I can't do anything. And so it's really, really good defensive play. And so like here, I don't know if I get the move done here or not. No, I don't. Yeah, we go. Finally. But yeah, really, really, really good defense. I don't know who that was, because on my sheet, I could probably figure it out. Yeah, I could probably figure it out, because even though on my timings it gives me the carts, on the Teamsport app it tells you who is in which cart. But yeah, it's a really good defence from them. And it's a good track. It's not only a really good track to overtake on, as you're seeing, you can pretty much get an overtake into every corner, but it's a really good track for defence as well. So that move was borderline. Yes, I made contact, and that got me past him, but the gap was big enough for me to go into, and as well as that, I was close enough to him that I believe that move was warranted. We can be scribbling around the back of number 17. But yeah. Oh God. So I'm leaning forward in the car, and I'm to this day, I still don't know if that's an advantage or not. But because it worked when I took the lead, for the rest of the race, I was then just doing that. And so much so that I wasn't even just doing it for overtakes. I think when I started to get a clear track, I would then just put it, steady number one. I just started leaning forward, going up ramps for my flying laps as well, because I thought that putting their weight on the front tyres it seemed better. Whether it was or not, I don't know. But since then, I've not been doing it. So cart number 10 went for the gap, which because I've been going. So because I've been going forward so much in this race, I've lost track of who's behind me, and I've lost my bearings as to if anyone's been stuck to the back of me or not. So number 10 getting past me there was a complete shock. I was like, what the hell? And as well as that, cart 10, I'm convinced that I'm racing with him for the win. And so every time, I'm pretty sure I get past him again, but then there's an instant later on where he's then able to get past, and it goes right down to the wire as to, at least in my understanding, who wins the race. But it turns out that I'd lapped him twice, so I had nothing to worry about. But that's the thing, like when you're out there, you don't know who you're fighting for position with and who's a lapped car. So yeah. Yeah. Nice. Coming for you, number 10. Nice move on the inside. Get out of here. Yeah, boy. So there was actually a mistake there. Yeah, so all of these so when the lap time comes up, it should come up with then the lap number. And one of those didn't have it. So there you go. Yeah, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm not going to change it because the other video's already exported, and I don't plan on doing it again. Right. Okay, right. So number 2. Now she is a she. I know that she's a she. But she was very set in her own way. You know, she will cut you up. She does not care. It's very strong defense. I don't like it. I don't like people that defend like that. I don't think she's doing it on purpose. I think she's just oblivious to what she's doing. But either way, I was starting to get a bit worked up, and I go for a move in a minute, which was too brash. I came from too far back. I should have just held on for a bit longer. And I just went for it here, and yeah, so I'm trying to get her to turn right, but really, she's not getting out of that. She needs a reverse gear. And so while this is going on, kart 10 passes me, and obviously I think that we're fighting for the lead. So I'm like, come on, marshals, sort me out.
You're really good at defending.
Yeah, of course I fucking asked that. As soon as I realised it was a girl, I was like, okay, right, well, let's try play the game. So obviously I asked if she was sweating. But in my defence, you'll see it on the full video. I ask anyone that's alongside me during a red flag, I ask them if they're sweaty, because it's very easy to get clammy in these karts and in these suits. And by this point, I think we've been going for like half an hour or whatever. Actually, no, probably more than that. Yeah, for sure, more than that. So yeah, no, it gets really hot. So right, so green flag. I let her past, obviously, or I let her in front because I hadn't overtaken her. And this time, this is what I should have done last time: just stay on her back, wait for her to make a mistake, and then just capitalise on it. And yeah, that was that. There you go. Just got to be a bit more calmer behind the wheel. What we got? Number 5, right? Yeah. Number 6, sorry. What else we got? Is this an overtake? Or is this a mistake? It's a nice overtake, look at that. So yeah, it's very easy to overtake on this track. Because any line that someone goes on, you can always just get around it somehow. You can do cutbacks, you can go around the outside, you can just outbrake them. There's so many different moves that you can pull off at different points of the track. Like I want to say that I probably overtook someone at every corner, and that's not an exaggeration, just because like around the outside and on the inside, and then if you can just hold that inside line, then it cuts them out as well. But yes, I've not done a 50 lap race at Teamsport since this, and it's actually really worth doing because the price of it is just a bit more than doing 2 15-minute sessions. And obviously with this, you're getting at least an hour of racing. And as well as that, it's constant, so you can really get into the groove. And while that's frustrating at the start, because all the red flags and all the incidents, once it all starts to spread out and everyone gets a hang of what they're doing, it then turns into a really fun and good session. And yeah, like I was saying before, just getting practice overtaking is just really, really important. If you want to do anything in karting, even if you just want to do arrive and drive sessions, if there is a slower kart in front of you and they're getting in your way, you need to be able to overtake them. Otherwise, it's just going to ruin the session. Now, I reckon number 8, I think I'm going to have a good tussle with them in a minute. And it shocked me at the time that it worked. Yeah, no, 100%. So I'm going to go on the inside here, and they're going to turn into me. And look at my wheel. I'm turning right because he's turning into me. If I hadn't turned right, he would have sent me into the wall. And so I was amazed that I was able to actually fend that off and then also get the move done. So this lap, I think this is lap 41. This was my quickest of the session. It's a 58.2. And yeah, it's funny, throughout the whole session, I keep saying it's a 50 lap race. It's a 50 lap race or a 60-minute race, whichever one's quickest. So we actually ended up doing 46 laps. And of the 46, I had about 4 or 5, which were clean laps, where I wasn't either overtaking someone or there wasn't a red flag. And so this was one of those laps. And yeah, it worked out pretty nice. Yeah, awesome. Right, what are we doing now? Oh, right, so that's such an easy... So that contact is so easily done. Because what that car that I just overtook had done, they'd gone too deep into the corner. And so they'd cut back on the steering wheel, and the back had kind of spun out a little bit. So they'd lost all their momentum. So here's me coming into the corner. I'm always going to tap them a little bit. Now that move, I thought was again, I thought that was me finally getting past car number 10 after that incident before. So I was like, yes, boy, done it. See, exactly the same again. So they've gone too deep into the corner, they've spun the back a little bit, they've lost all their momentum, and because I'm on the racing line, I'm going to make contact with them. It's just going to happen. So we're 2 or 3 laps from the end now. There's a lot of traffic coming up. Got a nice little shunt up the rear side then. And then it's my worst nightmare on the right hand side. Cart number 10, I think. Yeah, so I'm just keeping it calm, keeping that inside line. I know that coming into this next corner, I've got the ideal line. I go around the outside of 13. I cut him off a little bit, which is a little naughty, but I did it because it's then going to back up cart number 10 a bit more. And then I managed to get past number 12 as well, just to completely get home and dry. It's a yellow flag. And yeah, so at this time, I think the race is done. I think we've done, I think I look at my watch, I think we've done over an hour. I'm like, yeah, right, that yellow flag is to signal the end. And I actually chill out. Yeah, you're going to see me dropping hands off the steering wheel. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, cool, we're done. And then all of a sudden, oh, green flag. Oh my God, let's go. So yeah. And then yeah, so after another lap, it is then race done. I'm convinced that I've won anyway because I was overtaking cart 10. And yeah, I had one. But so cart number 10 was finished 3rd, 2 laps down. I was racing another guy who finished 2nd, who I'd only lapped once. But I can't remember what cart that was. But yeah, there's me with my long hair. Yeah. There's a lovely little trophy. So that is my first trophy ever in karting, ever in motorsport. It's my first trophy that I've ever won, that I've actually earned. I got one when I was a little kid playing football, but I didn't really earn that, I'll be honest. That was just like a participation thing. It's like when you get a little medal as well. It's that kind of thing. But yes, this is the first one I actually earned, and it felt great. And you know, since then, 3 months on, I've now got 4 trophies to my name, 2 wins, 2 third places, and yeah, good times. It's nice to look back on, because this was me getting back into Teamsport Reading as well. You know, I hadn't been there for 18 months, 2 years, so it was nice to come back and have a really good race. Yeah. And so yeah, it's because of that I then registered with the grid membership, and I think I got the elite membership, and yeah, I qualified for the BIKC, which is the British Indoor Kart Championship, and so I'll do a video on that pretty soon of the qualifying rounds, and yeah, that's about it. I'm going to upload the full session if you guys want to see that. I know that I'm going to want to see that, because that's the reason I wanted to record it. It's just to have the entire race ready at my disposal. So that's going to be uploaded alongside this. And then, yeah, job's a good one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm so... If you guys didn't hear that, someone just knocked at the door. So yeah, be back. It's not for me. But what is for me is this little treat. These are left over from summer, and every now and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have one. Cheers. So don't know what I'm saying. Right, here's what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna switch over to commentary. Because like I said, this was 3 months ago and I can't remember. So yeah, I'll do the rest of it while I'm actually watching footage. Yeah, guys, enjoy. Because I am.